So hi, and welcome to another wellbeing film for ATTFE. I'm Ken, and I'll be your instructor for the next 15 to 18 minutes. So let's get straight into it. So hopefully you've been working on the films, on the exercises from the previous films, especially been trying to embed the principles into what you're doing. So the major principles in Tai Chi are that the head feels as if it is suspended from above. So yeah, we're going to do some Tai Chi, some Qigong, some Chinese internal calisthenics. So imagine you have a long ponytail on top of the head. Imagine this is tied up to the rafters. You have the feeling as if you're suspended from above. Your pelvic area is pushed forwards, but it feels like it's hanging down from that suspension from above. Relaxing the hips, the knees, and your ankles. Just sitting down to the posture. So you're tucking under, or tucking the sacrum forwards, and feel like you're sitting down. So at the top of the legs meet the buttocks, you have this groove, the gluteal sulcus. Feel like you're sitting down onto a high stool, and releasing and relaxing your legs, like you would if you were sitting down. So you're not locking your legs out, you're not sinking too low. That's a very Tai Chi thing as well. Not too much, not too little, just right. It's a very human thing, is it? Not too much, not too little, just right. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of arm swings to warm up, and then we're going to get into we're going to be doing the bear frolic. So the frolic of the bear, so the bear exercise. So arms, there's lots of variations on the bear exercise. We're going to do a variation on it. So take your arms out to the side of the body. We're just going to loosen up with some arm swings to start off with. Just arms out to the side of the body and just sinking down. Just sinking down. Just bouncing up and down. Sinking down. Bouncing up and down. Your arms just swinging. So it's not a shoulder movement. You're moving through the shoulders. Through the shoulder joints. So just swinging your arms. Swing your arms, bouncing up and down. So make sure you're not leaning forwards, backwards, or side to side. We're just going to be moving on the transverse plane today. So in this exercise anyway. So we're going to be rotating. So just arm swings, up and down. And imagine you have a ball in your belly, a fist-sized ball that's about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body, an area that we call the dantian in Tai Chi and traditional Chinese medicine. I want you to put your mind into that fist-sized ball in the belly, do a slight tensing or clenching, and just start to turn it from side to side. Turning it from side to side. Just arms just bouncing up and dropping down. Your arms just swinging on your shoulders. Your arms are moving away from the body because of the centripetal force coming out from the center. And I'm doing it like this for the moment, so as I'm sitting down onto the supporting leg, the inguinal crease at the top of the leg, this groove here, is more open than closed. In this way that I'm doing it here. Okay. And then let's change to doing it like this. So now when the leg is at its fullest, the inguinal crease at the top of the leg is more closed and open, so it's just folding in. But you're not moving from there, moving through there. Not from this area, moving through this area that we call the quad, this area across the heads of the thigh bones and the pelvic floor. Moving through this area. Moving through. Still have more weight towards the rear of the foot. Make sure the knees stay in line with your toes. Knees stay in line with the toes. We do have potential of rotation in the knees, but you don't want that to be the habitual way that you move around. Occasional rotation of the knee is all right. It's quite healthy, but you don't want that to be the habitual way that you do what I do. I cringe sometimes when I see the way some people move around, putting loads of strain onto the knees. They won't take it forever. They won't take it forever. Okay, then let's let this settle down. Letting it settle down. Okay, so as I said, we're going to go through the bear exercise today, the frolic of the bear Qigong. There's lots of variants, come from a set of exercises called the 5 animals frolic. The 5 animals that I know of are the bear, the tiger, the bird, the monkey, and the stag or the deer. The stag or the deer. This is the bears. So practicing the 5 animals, you're supposed to get the strength of the bear, the agility of a tiger, and the virility of a stag. Okay, so let's get into it then. So you're standing with your feet about the same distance as your hips and your shoulders, but your feet are parallel to each other. So the same distance between the inside of the big toes, inside of the heels, and the inside of your knees. So soften your knees there. If you straighten your legs out, the knees collapse in, inside of the knees collapse in further than the toes and the heels. So softening your knees, sitting down, not too low. Again, so it's not just purely a muscular activity, just like tensing the muscles to hold you up here. But not too high, so you're not just sitting into the bones. You want to be sitting into the connective tissue, the connection, the biotensegrity, the connection between your myofascial web, that soft white connective tissue inside the body, and your skeletal system, the biotensegrity of the body. Head as if suspended from above. Touch the tongue onto the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth, lips and teeth are lightly together. Keep the jaw parallel to the floor. Have tucking the chin in, lifting feeling the head. Sink the chest, naturally sink the chest, not hollow or hunch the back. Sink the ribs to fill the lower back. Seconds push forwards, relax the hips, the knees and the ankles. Drop the weight of the body down through the very center of the feet. So you imagine you have a ball in your belly, a fist-sized ball, about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body, closer to the spine than to the front of the body. I want you to feel as if you're clenching or tensing that fist-sized ball, or tensing inside like you're holding in a bit of flatulence. And I want you to use that tensing and the clenching to start to move you from leg to leg. Just shifting from leg to leg. So we're not doing this. It's not hips out side to side. You're not leaning from side to side. Just sinking down. You sink down, the knee goes forwards. You sink down, the knee goes forwards. The hip goes backwards. The knee goes no further forward than the toe. So it's not this. You're not this. You're sitting down. Knee goes forwards, hip goes backwards. And you feel it ever such a... Knee goes forwards, hip goes backwards. You feel it ever such a slight rotation. Otherwise, so you're moving on this... what's this? The frontal plane from side to side. You feel the moving on the transverse plane. The transverse plane. So that's rotation. So even though you're going side to side here, there's lots of rotation happening inside the body. Slight turn to the side, the thigh bones, the rotate, the waist turns one way. And again, I'm doing like this for them, so I'm not doing this. As I sink down, the inguinal crease at the top of the leg, it folds in naturally, and you're not moving from here, moving through this area. This is very important for our gait, for our walking around, standing around moving around on two legs. This elasticity, the shock absorbing properties of this area. So if you're rigid here, you won't feel the natural shock absorbing properties of the hip area, the quad, the calling Tai Chi, and the whole of the leg there. It's one of the things we try to do in Tai Chi, try to get the whole body moving together as a complete coordinated unit. Breathing in, bouncing out. Breathing out, sinking down. Nice deep abdominal breaths. Really feel as if you're breathing into that ball that's about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the center of the body. Imagine it starts off about the size of a golf ball. As you breathe into it, feel it grow about the size of your fist. Breathing in and breathing out. So nice deep abdominal breaths. As you drop down, you're dropping the weight of the body down through the arches and the soles of the feet. So as you drop down, the arches flatten and then they pump back up. Breathing in, we have this slight turn to the side. You're sinking down, but you're not collapsing because you still feel as if you're suspended from above. So when bouncing out, you still feel gravity's pull on the body. So you're pretty much staying at the same height. You're not bobbing up and down. There's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you get the principles right. Breathing in and breathing out. Then I want you to lower the weight of the body down through your left leg. Breathing in, left leg to right leg, push up your right arm. So you can mirror me here. Breathing out, lower your arm down. Breathing in, right to left leg, push up your left arm. Breathing out, lower the arm down through the leg there. So sinking down. Just pushing your arms up. So you're not lifting your arms up using your shoulders. You're pushing your arm up. The shoulder stays nice and relaxed. The elbows, they're not moving very much either. So you can take your arm right up here. Well, let's do that to start off. So breathing, pushing your arm up. Pushing your arm up as high as you can get it. Without activating, without just lifting your arm up using your shoulder. Because we have the stability as the arm raises up, the tissue all around the shoulder joint. It stiffens ever so slightly to give stability to the joint there. So you're not going to be straining the soft tissue there. It needs to stiffen up a little bit. But it's not just a purely muscular activity here. You're pushing your arm. You're feeling the connection between your left leg and your right arm. Your right leg. Left arm. So left leg, right arm, right leg, left arm. And this crossing motion. So your arm goes up, forwards and up, and it comes in and down. It goes forwards and up, and in and down. But you're not just pushing it up using your shoulder. You're not pushing it forwards and up using your shoulder. The arm is going forwards and up because of the slight rotation of your waist. As happens when we are moving around, when we're walking around, we have this rotation when we walk around. Walking around, running around. It's very important for energy efficiency. Those bipedal mammals walking around on two legs, which is hard. If it wasn't hard, all the other animals would be doing it. But we do it really efficiently, saving energy by not just expending muscular effort, by really tapping into and utilizing the elastic strength of the body, what they call Jing in Tai Chi. That energy, that kinetic energy you generate by just working with the natural forces the body is subjected to. So gravity's pull, the weight of the atmosphere weighing down on us. It does weigh down, the atmosphere does weigh down on us. The body's mass in motion and the way that our body reacts to the ground force reaction. Because of our structure, our tensegrity, our body kind of rebounds off the ground like a ball when it bounces, because of the structure of the ball. You throw it at the floor, it rebounds off the ground because it maintains its structure. We're maintaining an expansive feeling inside the body, so as if suspended from above. You feel an opening, expansive feeling of the whole body. Feel all the joints in between the bones opening and softening. Okay, you see I'm naturally getting smaller with the arms now. So my elbows, they're not really lifting up here. They're not really lifting up. Keep a small gap underneath each armpit, like you're cradling a small bird's egg or a grape underneath each armpit without dropping or crushing those eggs or grapes. Sinking down. Breathing in and breathing out. So you're just moving from your center. You have the open and expansive feeling in your body. You're just moving. I'd say believe in evolution. It makes the most sense for me as a creation story for us species, for us humans where we are now. We evolved to walk on two legs. We came down from the trees. We evolved to be true bipedal, walking around on two legs. We're plantigrades. We plant our foot down. We roll from heel to toe. Other plantigrades like bears, but they don't walk around on two legs like we do. And we evolved to walk on two legs, and then really evolved to where we are now, Homo sapiens, and we have colonized pretty much everywhere on the surface of the planet. We are adapted to survive on any terrain, in any environment. We are the most successful mammal on the planet. We have colonized the whole of the surface of the planet. We flourish in any environment. Nowadays we live in a human-made world, which is not challenging. These bodies, they evolve to be challenged. They flourish. When we do use our bodies to their full potential, this promotes cellular regeneration inside the body and growth. So our bodies are designed to move, to walk, to run, to hunt. But now we live in a human-made world, a really unchallenging environment. And this unchallenging environment, to our labor-saving minds and brains, our brains evolved with us when we weren't the dominant species on the planet, when we were a prey animal, we were an emerging species. And we had these big brains that evolved for working out problems, finding out ways of doing things easier, to save calories, to be more efficient use of what we've got. Now we have pretty much anything we need in the Western world, but we still have these brains that are trying to make things easier for us. And rather than using our bodies, maybe going to the shop or something, walking to the shop, we get in the car and go to the shop. Rather than squatting, we like to sit in a comfortable chair. Rather than hunting and gathering, we go to the supermarket or order online. And this is in real detriment to us. As I said at the start of this film here, not too much, not too little. We don't want to go to the extremes of exercise. That can be detrimental, wear the bodies out prematurely, but we don't want to go to the extremes of sedentary lifestyle either. That is in detriment to us as well. It's important to move, to use our bodies. As Charlie say, a used hinge doesn't rust. Okay, bring a bit more waist turning into it. Bit more waist turning into it. Still keep those small gaps underneath each armpit. The elbows not lifting up here. You're not lifting the shoulders up. So you're just turning, putting more rotation into it, and just levering the arm up. Levering the arm up. So whole body connectedness. Whole body connectedness. Keep your knees along the toes. And I'm doing it like this again, so as I turn onto a squat leg, the inguinal crease at the top of the leg is more closed and open. Just folding in because of the movement of the body. You could do it kind of this way, so the inguinal crease at the top of the leg is more open than closed. This can, if you're not mindful, put pressure onto your knees. So make sure you have more weight towards the rear of the foot. And the leg's at its fullest. But again, I'm going to do it where the inguinal crease at the top of the leg is more closed and open. Still have that lifting feeling inside the body. You're not collapsing down. You're not stretching out either, that middle face. Breathing in. And breathing out. So the bear exercise and this rotation of the waist in general is really good for the digestive system, really good for your spleen as well. Spleen, the largest concentration of lymphatic tissue. Okay, so in Tai Chi, as I said, it's and try to get the whole body moving together. So now as you sink down onto your right leg, push over and lift your left leg. Pushing over, lifting up, so just turning. So now we're going onto one leg. Again, this is a very unique characteristic of us humans, Homo sapiens, this ability to balance and move around, to balance on one leg. Because when we are walking around, we spend 80 to 90% of the time when we're walking around and running balanced on one leg. You'll see when I'm balanced on one leg, my upper body swings over that supporting leg, so the foot is right underneath my center line. Gives me stability in the one-legged stance. Turning, and again, I'm not rotating the knee. The rotation happens in the ankle, the thigh, the pelvic area, and the waist. I'm not twisting my knees. As I said, we can rotate the knee. We don't get into the habit. And you can walk around doing this like a bear, like a dancing black bear. I do not promote the training of these beautiful bears to perform for humans. Walking around with this rotation. You walk around like a bear on its hind legs. As I say, bears, they can walk around on their hind legs. They're not true bipeds like us, but they are plantigrades. They roll into their foot the same way that we humans do. Turning, just moving from your center. Feel as if you're turning that ball from side to side, and that's just setting the whole body into motion. And Frolic a bear, everything moving together. Everything moving together. You can actually bring it down to your preferred place in the room or the surroundings you're in. Coming down. So the hands are just, palms are just crossing over that area about 3 fingers below the belly button in the center. Like keep a small gap underneath each armpit. Like you're cradling a small bird's egg underneath there. The elbows not lifting up. Shoulders not lifting up. Just turning. You turn that ball in the belly, you push down into the ground. So you're connecting that ball in the belly with the very center of your feet, the center of your hands, and the very top of the head. Smaller. Smaller, smaller. Okay, just rub your hands. Rub your hands. Hopefully they're warmer than they were when we started. Rub your belly, rubbing around that ball in the belly. Rub around. Rub in the belly. All the way around. Rub around the waist. Rub the lower back. Inguinal crease, if you don't feel too self-conscious, rubbing the inguinal crease is quite an important massage though. On the buttocks. Down, rub the knees. Shins, calves, ankles. Anywhere you feel might need a bit of a rub. Okay, and that is our session. So give it a practice. The Frolic of the Bear. Rewind the film, give it another go, and I'll be back for another film. So I will say goodbye for now.